Welcome to another exciting edition of Coach's Corner. In this video, we're going to explore the 5 steps to finding your ideal customer. So just to lay a little groundwork, your potential customer and your ideal customer are 2 different people. A potential customer is anybody who can afford your product or service. Your ideal customer is the person who you want to attract and who also is going to get the most benefit from your product or service. So step number 1, you got to know who you want to service. Are you looking to service the fast food segment? Are you looking to service the casual dining segment? Are you looking to service the formal dining segment? All of those are different restaurant types. All of those restaurant types have successful businesses and franchises within each of those models. However, knowing who you want to service is going to help you to define your message and also to make sure that your product and service speaks to the person who you are trying to reach out to. Number 2, you want to commit to your customer type. In the example we've been talking about, using restaurants as an example, the things that are expected from a fast food restaurant are different from what's expected from a casual dining restaurant, which is different from what you might expect at a formal dining establishment. So what I mean by that, fast service would be something that someone would say they want in all 3 of those business types. However, the definition of fast service is going to vary. Fast service in a drive-through is completely different from a sit-down establishment, which is completely different from a very formal dining establishment. So when you commit to your customer, you can better brand yourself, your product, your service to provide them with the benefits that they're going to find most attractive. Number three, you're going to define your service offerings. What are you going to do? What are you going to offer? McDonald's is not concerned with the person who wants to eat a steak for lunch. That's not their space. They're not concerned with the person who wants to have barbecue ribs for lunch. That's not their space. So you want to define your services. You can often take away from your brand and lose customers and lose traction by trying to cover too broad of an area. So it's much better to focus in and be an expert to some than to be not much to many, if that makes sense. So number four is you're going to define your service area and define your market boundaries. So what we mean by that is if you're providing a service, you want to think about the geography. How far can you go and service your customers? If you have a brick and mortar, you have a restaurant like we've been talking about. How many locations do you have? If you have one location, your marketing and where you're going to spend your energy is going to be different than if you have a national franchise or locations all across the city. So cover your area. Don't be tempted to step outside of that. Focus on the area immediately around you and then expand. When you're looking at a service business, like someone, for example, maybe a plumber or contractor, things like that, if you have too large of a service area, a lot of times the jobs are not as profitable. A lot of times you're going to incur additional travel expenses to send people to go work at a further site. Maybe you might have to send your more seasoned people out of town, which leaves you at a disadvantage locally. So when you define your market and you just service that better and cover that area better, oftentimes that will equate to more business. Implement, document, and revise. So any plan is better than no plan. So first and foremost, put a plan in place to find your ideal customers. You want to document what's happening, your success, how things are going. And then, of course, we want to revise things that aren't working as well. Tweak the plan till we get the proper mix. If you focus on those 5 steps, it will allow for you to attract your ideal customer. And when you can identify who your ideal customer is and tailor craft your message directly for them, it gets more traction, you have more fun, you make more money, your customers are happier. This has been my 5 minutes for the Coach's Corner. Please take a second to go to the website. If you have not, download a copy of my new book, $10,000 in 45 minutes, How I Can Find Any Business Owner $10,000 in 45 minutes. You can visit our website, download a free copy of that at carconsulting.us, CARRCONSULTING.us.